S4J about to put you guys onto some NU. What is happening, guys? Yo, my opponent's gonna start things off with the Garbodor as I lead out with my Grumpig, right? And potentially I could go for the Psychic and finish off that Garbodor right off the bat, but unfortunately he goes out into his Bastiodon. As I set up Reflect, he's gonna go and attempt to taunt me, but I taunt his taunt, which is actually pretty funny. So predicting to switch out and basically trying to get off my entry hazards right away, I go for my Torterra, which is great because he makes a double switch out into Seismitoad, potentially I'm not going to stay in and initially go for a Giga Drain, and I'm just going to get on my early entry hazard, so it's actually pretty great. So now in comes Meganium, right, and that's going to be a huge pain in my ass because my Unfezant happens to be physical as opposed to special because, well, for whatever reasons, I guess I like the physical sets better, and plus it has a higher physical attacking base power. So in comes my Ursaring on the free switching, get off my guts, so I'm looking pretty good here. I'll go for the close combat, and despite the Reflect, look how much that does. Guts, Adamant, boosted, man, that's an angry ass bear, man, you don't want to mess with that. So I'm just going to call back Ursaring because I don't necessarily want any unnecessary damage onto it. I remember that Seismitoad does get access to Drain Punch, so I'm like, okay, let me just get this thing out with the Seismitoad. I don't think he's going to want to stay in. He goes to the Poison Jab as I think I'll go for the Earth Power, I believe, thinking that he was going to probably switch out to his Bastiodon or something like that, I guess, trying to get a double switching or something like that, but I guess he wanted residual damage, hence me taking super effective. I think I take super effective damage. No, I take neutral damage because ground types resist poison. Alright, me taking neutral damage, and luckily for him, he gets off the poison. Anyway, in comes Meganium on my Grumpig as I try to attempt to set up the light screen after I taunted it because I know Megadiums aren't necessarily too offensive. I did, run into one of those, Swords Dancing, Seed Bombing, Earthquake ones back in the day, you know what I mean? Back and forth gem, and one recently, actually, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but, most Meganiums that I see potentially don't have offensive moves. In comes the Seismitoad, and he gets a payback critical hit, and gets the poison touch. So I was like, what the fuck is going on here? He's like, that's a, if it was potential, if this is all potential, this is the most unique way of toxic stalling or poison stalling somebody or opponent that I've ever seen, because he's getting like all this poison hacks. That's crazy. In comes Meganium on to switch out into my own Pheasant, right? I go into he goes out into Magmar. I'm thinking like, dang, I should have stayed in one for the Giga Impact, man, but I'm thinking like I didn't do that because he has Bastiodon left, and I don't want to be stuck with Pheasant that couldn't necessarily do anything to the opposing Pokemon. So after he misses his Focus Blast, which wouldn't have killed me anyway because I do have the sturdy ability, I am gonna go on and finish off the Magmar, unfortunately, with the Stone Edge. I say unfortunately for him because it's unfortunate that his Focus Blast missed and I actually am able to hit the Hammer Arm. Then again, Hammer Arm is more accurate than Focus Blast, so can't complain. In comes Seismitoad, but you don't know about that Sudowoodo, man. What you doing, son? Y'all got that wood hammer, man. You gotta be careful. I bet you he was like, oh shit. I bet you he was like, oh shit, because he probably just forgot. So my Reflect dies out actually. In comes Cradily. Oh my goodness, man. It goes to the Rock Slide, critical hit, and that's gonna hurt me later on because I'm thinking just because of the thanks to the critical hit, I'm not gonna be able to live this energy ball. I mean, Sudowoodo does have piss poor shit ass special defense, but I think that crit actually mattered in me potentially surviving it. So he's just gonna go out into his Garbodor. I'm like, yo, Kashif, duh, homie. Should have predicted that, man. Now I got a -1 defensive angry ass bear that has to switch out. I swear, I love Ursaring. Every time I see it in the anime, all it does is just rampages out. It's like, hey, Ursaring, I choose you. So he's just gonna set up a layer of spikes as I go for the Psychic, right? Finish that thing off. Well, I thought I was gonna finish it off. What the hell happened, Grumpig? So I'm lucky that I actually went for the Psychic because that critical hit would have actually pissed me off. Hence, if I went for the Reflect and he got off the Gunk Shot critical hit, I would have been pissed the hell off. In comes Cradily, right, and I can hit this thing with the Aerial Ace and or the U-turn, something like that, but I can't, kill this thing off, so I have no choice but to go into my Torterra. I have to use Unfezant as a last resort for this stupid thing, and this thing is so friggin' annoying. Why did you bring it with you? It's like more annoying than in NU you could use dual screens and like have a Huntail, I believe, use Shell Smash. Oh my gosh, that is such a potent ass threat, man. So he's gonna Rock Slide, predicting a switch out. I do pack the Hidden Power Ice, which is not necessarily doing too much damage to this damn Cradily, man. Oh my goodness, he's such a monster. So I'm just gonna go out into my Angry Bear, right? He's gonna go for the recover, and I'm thinking like, yo, let me just hit this thing with a close combat, man, because I know he has nothing else that could take a close combat boosted animate, son. You ain't taking that too well. But I was like, wow, he lived. Dang, I'm tight. So I know he's gonna probably go and switch out, and at this point in time I completely forgot about Bastion. Not that it matters, because as he switches his back in, it is going to die, hence my Facade. So I went for the Facade, and this thing dies like I just said. So Poison's racking up, in comes Meganium. I have no choice but to stay him thanks to his Stealth Rock and his Spice that he has left off on the field. Meganium is faster and is able to Giga Drain off my Angry Bear to oblivion. In comes Unpheasant, right? And I'm like, you know something, let me just go for the U-turn. I'm like, dang, I should have known, man. He set up to reflect on my U-turn. Just stayed and went for the Giga Impact just for LOLs. But in comes Totara after he uses that fodder just to scout to see what he would do. Sets up to reflect, nice for him, and I think I have Electros left, which is on the special side, so Reflect won't necessarily affect me too much. Goes to the Giga Drain, not the best time for me to be getting critical hits on my Pokemon. I go for the Acid Spray, right, and I'm thinking like, oh, please stay in, don't switch up to Cradily, please just be dumb enough, stay in. And he goes to the Giga Drain again, so I'm like, yes, homie, get hit with that barbecue real quick, man, with some fried herbs. So Brigadier bites the dust, right, and he has his Cradily left over. I just have to live one freaking something. I have to live something, right? In comes Rock Slide. I survive it, and I'm able to finish this thing off with the Ice. Not the Ice. I was gonna say Ice Fang. This thing doesn't get Ice Fang. Hidden Power Ice. So I was, oh god, I'm stuttering. Look at me, man. I'm hella excited. That was definitely a great game. Viewers, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. That made a hell of a lot of fun. Peace. What you doing?